Ian, straight back. Zach's covering you. I remember when I was a little kid, we were super isolated from everything. It took us forever to get anywhere. We didn't have cable TV at the time either. My dad bought me and my brother the World Cup from 1978 up to 2002 on DVD. And that was the first like professional soccer I really got to watch in mass. You know, me and my brother would sit there and watch it, and I was 5 years old at the time, it was 2002. I grabbed like one of my school composition books and I filled it with like the players' names and the numbers, positions that they played, and I was fascinated by it.
10 players who won combined more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi's 1,620. Starting with Montenegro, we're gonna go with Mirko Vucinic. He played in the Serie A for quite a long time. Bhutan, we're gonna go with Chencho Gyeltsen. He is Bhutan's greatest player of all time.
I was at my friend's house and his dad's from the UK, and he told me about professional coaching. And when I found out that you could be a professional soccer coach, like that's what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to go into coaching from the time I was young. Don't slow yourself down with your first touch. Touch the space. I don't want 3 touches, man. Come on, move the ball out from your feet with your first touch. Yeah, go on. Technical details matter. Get it to his back foot. Good. Right in front of the goal. We don't got to go to the top corner. Good save, Isaac. It's not so much that like I was seeking knowledge. I just liked something and I was obsessed with it. And because I lived in Hawaii, I had to do extra work to seek it out. Every free moment I was watching soccer, I was reading about it just because I liked it. Even in class, like in school, you know, the time difference is so big from here to the UK that if it's in the middle of the school day in Hawaii, the Moroccan league is on, or like the Peruvian league is on. And so that's how I ended up learning about different cultures and places, and even just having like enough background information in my head to try to take the leap to, go to some of these places and check it out and see if I can, do something there, like some of the steps that I've taken in my career thus far. I started at 13, and then I stepped into working with Valley Isle Soccer Academy with Alex Filipovic, who's been a huge inspiration for me. He's the one that gave me my first coaching job when I was 16. He really inspired me to believe in myself and push myself to, take the step at 18 after knowing what I wanted to do, to go and actually, take the chance to try and do it. I moved to Europe when I was 18 years old, straight out of high school. I moved to the UK. I went to college there, but I went for the purpose specifically of getting my UEFA coaching licenses. I started from the grassroots license with all the dads that, were just like going to the course to coach their kids' team. Over the past 8 years, I've worked my way up to the UEFA A coaching license, which is basically the highest level you can go without the UEFA Pro coaching license, which is my next step as I, start to step into professional football. There's no path for a kid from Hawaii that wants to be a professional soccer coach in Europe coaching at a high level, because it's never happened before. I needed a visa to get into the country so I could get my UEFA coaching licenses. So I came in on a student visa and worked it out that way. It was just like, kind of just have to try stuff and see if it works out and forge your own path. And so that's what I ended up doing. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to take a chance if I want to make it happen. I had to do something different if I wanted to try to achieve a different result. There was really no time gap between end of university to starting my coaching licenses. It was like the moment I got there, I was like, okay, how do I get my coaching licenses? And I went to every single club within the M25, which is like the ring road that goes around London. And, I asked for advice, asked if I could get an internship, whatever it may be. And a couple of them ended up helping me out. And I started on my UEFA coaching courses right then and there when I got to the country. You could take every single class from UEFA, like from grassroots all the way up to the UEFA Pro license, and then get a job in charge of a team and be terrible at it because you've had no experience. Most of coach education is on the job. If you don't do a lot of that, then you're not going to get a lot better at it. It was actually my first coaching job when I lived in the UK, and I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna set the standard and do the things I learned on my courses. And young 18-year-old coach doesn't really know all that much yet about coaching, maybe knows a bit about soccer. There was this kid is showing up like 30, 45 minutes late all the time. But we're trying to take the group forward right now. And so I'm getting on this kid, and I told him, I was like, if you show up late, the whole team's gonna run and you're gonna watch. He showed up late the next time, and I made the whole team run, and I singled him out and he watched. And I found out he was helping to take care of his family. So he had to walk his little sister to like Sunday school, ride his bike from there to practice afterwards. oh my God. I thought I was whipping them into shape, and they whipped me into shape of like, you have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. And I'm not afraid to admit that that was a huge failure on my part, because that moment changed like my life and my coaching forever. And that's not anything that, you know, you could have learned on a coaching course. You're not gonna like go sit in a coaching course and like hear this preached to you. You're gonna learn about how to coach, the tactics, the ideas. You gotta get that experience while you're young and throw yourself into situations to just learn, because you're not gonna get everything from like school or college or classes or courses. Like, you gotta get real experience at it to truly push yourself along. Service. Oh God, finish! Oi! Well done, boys! There's been a lot of points where I doubted what I'm doing, because like, it's hard. You know, one of the first times I doubted myself was even just moving to England in the first place and being there, even just because of my accent. At first, I wasn't taken seriously by a lot of people, even though I had some of the certifications and experience and the knowledge. You know, it made me feel a little bit like my background and where I come from was a disadvantage to me. And what changed it actually was, there was a guy, he taught one of my courses on my C license. His name was Corey. Not just that he didn't brush me aside, because there were other people that took me seriously, but he was the first person that really like saw how hard I worked at it, and he truly believed in what I was doing and genuinely had the confidence in me to, you know, to continue to push myself forward. You know, we had a talk one day, and it made me realize that, you know, my background in being Hawaiian is not a disadvantage. As a matter of fact, it's my greatest strength. And along with that, just the values that, you know, my family and where I'm from provided me with, and growing up in like a community, you know, that's kind of one of the most important things in fostering a good team, and is knowing how to create a community and showing that you genuinely care about other people. That's allowed me to advance, you know, in a way that wouldn't have otherwise happened if I didn't have that kind of upbringing or that kind of background. I'm currently living in Los Angeles, California. I was coaching at a college program at Santa Monica College, but now I'm only currently coaching with the Los Angeles Breakers. It's an ECNL club, which is one of the 2 top divisions of youth soccer in the United States. And then along with that, I do my own private coaching services through a company that I just founded, 68 Football. You have to do things different coaching every single individual player. Everybody requires, you know, something different in a personal relationship. You can't just be cut and dry exactly the same with every single person. So the company that I created is 68 Football, where we do private training sessions, networking, professional trials, and working with players all ages, from, you know, the youngest is 10 all the way up to players that are currently playing professional football. Big touch out in front of you, just take like 3 touches to get across. Low to the corner, come on, pass to the corner, finish. Good, well done. Make sure you have enough space for the pass. Good. One of the things about it that's really important to me is, like I said, you know, I wasn't always proud of where I came from because of the fact that I felt like it was a disadvantage. The biggest thing about it is I want to help other people that were like me. People that are isolated from another place, to understand that it's not impossible. Like, you know, there's so many people that live all over the world, and there's so much talent everywhere. You know, I want to help provide the opportunities and the knowledge of like what to do next. How to contact a club in the first place. Like, I had to do trial and error. I just want to use my resources and the things that I have to try to help other aspiring young people like me and make their journey just a little less difficult. I just can't imagine doing something else. Like, why not see how good you can make this life? Why did people tell me that I couldn't coach in the Champions League and make me afraid to say that one day I would like to be a Champions League coach? There's no reason that I can't be. I've got so much more to go and so much to learn. The reality is I've done enough to make it so that I'm not crazy far away. Like, I've been in and around these clubs. Some of the coaches there are my friends. You know, I have real opportunities to work with professional players sometimes. Like, this is all stuff that if I told, you know, when I was a little kid to, you know, myself, my mind would have been blown. I thought it, like, to me, it was characters on TV. I was never exposed to this kind of stuff. Like, I just can't see myself stopping. It brings me satisfaction to know that I'm shaping my reality to try to make it become this way. Round 2. Good stuff, Sid. Well done. Good stuff.